It is not a choice. It is actually a necessity for the brand.
What made that 2.5 years here? What makes you to justify you and your brand are going on a right track? Where did this all begin?
If any one of the person has faced any issues, we again go back to the lab.
Why did you choose cosmetic? Are you making numbers in the market? Hello and hi, I am Maunika Balakrishnan. Today I am at an exciting place and especially very exciting for young girls like me. Yes, here we are at Fine Wine Cosmetics, a startup cosmetic company which is a homegrown brand with international standards. And also beside me, I have a very charismatic and a charming young lady, of course, the founder and the CEO of Fine Wine Cosmetics. Hello, Sriniti.
Hey Maunika, thank you so much for the very warm welcome.
Okay. First of all, I would wanted to tell you this. You have a very gorgeous smile.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the compliment.
All right. So firstly, when we entered into the premises or the office, the entire space looks so cool and so warming.
That's really great. I think you were the first person to say that, but thank you for
Really?
noticing.
I'm glad. All right. So the very, very first question that I instantly wanted to shoot is, why is the name Fine Wine? Do you have wine in it in the products? Maybe I might be the 1000 or 1001 who's shooting the question. Why is it so?
For the 1000th time, no. There is no wine in the products that we sell. The main reason that the brand is named as Fine Wine is because just like how a wine gets finer as it ages, we also believe that beauty also gets finer as we age, not the other way around. Make sure that we give contribution to that. We named the brand as Fine Wine Cosmetics.
Fine Wine Cosmetics. Where did this all begin and where did the ignition happen?
I am a big cosmetic lover. For me, Nykaa and Sephora are like Disneylands. When I go into Sephora or Nykaa, I explore many formulations. I explore how packaging is complementing the formulas. And, it just excites me up. And that was always there for me. So with that in mind, I wanted to start a cosmetic brand. But you cannot enter a field without USP added into that, right? So the main idea of how this USP got originated is actually from my mom. Everyone in our household, when we get ready for any functions or something, right, we see our mom, wearing gold chains and, wearing a red lipstick and stepping out, right, when we were all children. But that started to vanish when I started to grow up and my mom also started to age, so I was still grooming and I was still, wearing my mom's lipsticks and all, but she stopped. So when I asked her, why did you stop wearing it? Or when I gave her a lipstick to try it on, she was hesitant. And the one word that she said was, no, I'm too old for it. Oh. So that triggered me somewhere. Like, why is it that this particular thought, it is not only in my household, I believe that it is there in every person's, life. And this is something that I wanted to eradicate, at least start the process of eradication, right? So that is what I wanted to be the voice of my brand, that age has nothing to do with beauty. For me, she turns 60 or 70, she's going to be beautiful, right? The only thing that is missing is that she's not embracing it. So my whole idea of this is that why don't we bring up a brand which meets all the international standard quality and at the same time have the product curated in a way where every age people or every age persons can use it with so much confidence and comfort. So that was the origin of why I built Fine Wine Cosmetics.
Wow, that's great. Okay, so is your mom using the products right now when she's stepping out?
She has started to. I think that itself is a very big step for me.
Yeah.
She is not a person who is, so shy or something like that. She's the boldest person that I've seen in my entire life. So I am happy that at least with one person I've started to make that particular change. So yeah, she is starting to use the products right now.
Okay, so your mom is the first milestone of victory.
100%, yes.
All right. So cosmetics, which is a crowded market. When we take it in India itself, right from A to Z, we have all sorts of brands. And
Correct.
why did you choose cosmetic?
That is a fantastic question, to be honest. So like you said, there are many cosmetic brands within India, right? And there is many cosmetic brands overseas, right? But do we have a brand in India which is meeting all the international standards, and at the same time is it addressing to the main concerns that a person is facing. For example, there are many liquid lipsticks in the market, right? And when we started to curate a particular lipstick, like which is similar to liquid lipstick, when we started to see, there were still a lot of struggles that people were facing, like dryness was there, heaviness was there, right? So even though the market is crowded, there was always a room for improvisation. We're struggling to find a perfect texture, to try it on themselves, right? So that was always there. So the frenzy on international brands is always higher. But are there any Indian brands which is targeting international standards? Then that is a big question mark right now. That gap I wanted to fill. We made sure that all the products are classy enough, and at the same times they cater to all different age groups as well. So that was one of the reasons that I wanted to enter into this particular crowded market.
All right. So I think I've given the introduction right. It's a homegrown brand making products with international standards.
Absolutely right.
So the era that we are living in is so much of internet influenced. When it comes to cosmetics, there is always something where people get scared of safeties, and that includes me as well. And especially to the lipstick, it has mercury and lead, and that says it's harmful in and out. So how do you face that?
Before I started the brand, the biggest fear that I even had is that there will always be a hesitation among the customers to try the product because they see it from the safety level. The one major thing that I had in mind when I was designing this brand is that every time, every product should be dermatologically tested and FDA approved. Only then the formulation goes out. Having said that, during our R&D process, right, it is not just me and my team trying the product. There is a phase called community testing that we do, where we roll out the products to certain number of people, and when there is no such bad reaction happening with the product, on them, only then the product is certified to get it released. A very stringent R&D process always, goes through. And if any one of the person has faced any issues with the product, we again go back to the lab, do a reverse engineering, we find out what the issue is, and then rectify it. And we again start the process from scratch. It is time consuming, yes, but at the end of the day, it is the customers are important to us, and it is our responsibility to make sure that our products are safe.
So now I'm getting to know the struggle behind it, and I'm curious to know more about it. Like before the product is launched, what are the background struggles that you are facing that isn't showcased in front?
Okay, so the behind the scenes is always hectic. We as a brand follow a principle called no compromise. So the no compromise principle is not only on the formulation, it is on formulation, the procedures that we'll have to follow in order to maintain safety, packaging and marketing, whatnot. Until a product reaches the customer, we make sure that no compromise is made from our end. So in order to do that, the process is always stringent. Starting from ideation, starting from vendor finalization, from the manufacturing, and till the quality check, all the process will be too stringent. When we start with R&D, we always ask a question that how is this particular product going to solve one particular problem? Right? And how is this particular formulation that we choose is going to be versatile across different age groups? Because when you say that the product is age inclusive, you have to define it completely, right? So that is where the ideation process also becomes so curious, and in detail we'll have to do many research in order to achieve this particular thought process to accomplish. Yes.
So basically you take the pain points and you make them as a resolution, and you turn it as your USP.
Exactly, right now the pain point also differs from age to age. Right? When you take about a texture, you cannot have a same texture across different age groups and say that it will be comfortable. No, you'll have to take a common texture, and that particular texture has to be suitable across different age groups, right? So the ideation itself and the formulation finalization itself will take a lot of study, and at the same time lot of hardships to finalize, and only then we go for next set of process.
So here I could see 3 products being displayed.
Yeah.
May I know what is the time window to launch all these 3?
Would you believe if I said that from the day it's sparked to me that we have to launch so and so products to till date, it is around 2.5 years. So literally after 2.5 years of getting the spark of let's launch this particular product category, the product is now in the market. So 2.5 years is something that it took for me to get a product into the market.
So 2.5 years for launching 3 products is huge actually. We are living in the social media age, and I could see some ads popping up saying, you just come to us and here we have the product all ready to launch, and you take it and here you go with your brand. What made that 2.5 years here?
See, the easy path is white labeling, to be honest, right? Where you get the existing formulations, put your brand name on it, and then sell it into the market. But that is not fine wine at all, right? When we start with ideation, right, we think about how is this particular product going to serve across different age groups and across different persons living different lifestyle, right? And finding an answer to that itself, it involves great amount of work. And once we have finalized a product category, then comes our huge process of finding the right curators. We work with the best curators that are present in the global market, irrespective of where they are from. If they are from Germany, if they are from Italy, we go one step beyond, and we try to connect with them and see like what kind of USP that they can give for us, in terms of formulation, in terms of feature expansion, right? And we always made sure that for every product we achieve the same thing, so that our formulations shouldn't be questioned by any of the consumer who is using it. So if you take up a particular project and if you find that the curator is somewhere in Germany or somewhere in Italy, that process itself is going to be time consuming, because there will be back and forth of sample exchange and back and forth of knowledge sharing as well, in order to perfect one particular formula, right? And that was one of the reasons that it takes good amount of time. And then comes your package sourcing. So once you source the packaging, you'll have to make sure that the formula is going to love that package and it is going to be stable as well, right? So again, that takes a good amount of time. And even after we finalize the packaging and the formulation, we still do not just put directly into the market. What we do is that we get the product and give it to community testing, which is the biggest strength of fine wine right now, where we see real-time people try the products for the very first time, get their raw reactions, and only if those persons who are testing has given us a green signal, only the product is launched. Or else we'll have to repeat all the steps from scratch, starting from formulation tweaks, and to see if the packaging is still marrying the new adapted formula, and then we again do the community testing. So it is not just you take the formulations which is readily available in the market, put a brand on it, and you cannot just release it. I think that is not doing justice to consumer in any way, right? So that is the one of the reason that it takes so long time in order to achieve a product which is beautifully curated at the end of the day.
The entire process itself is taking away my brains. Okay. So just following in addition to that question, among these 3 products, which is your first launch?
My first launch is our Pepti Matte SPF Mousse Lipstick.
As you said, Fine Wine is a brand that goes along with the Indian skin tone. So did you find any difficulties that matches the Indian skin complexions?
To be honest, yes. Especially when the curators are overseas, right? It was very difficult for, making them understand about what kind of shades that do we really need. That was the biggest struggle that I've faced so far. That is making them understand how the Indian humid conditions work, and at the same time how the shades should be for our Indian skin tones. Right? If we play with undertones and all, and if there is any mismatch, it was very difficult for making them understand that this is what that we really require, because there wasn't much of the benchmarks that are present in India to show to them, because we were creating a new line of shades for our own brand, right? So that was the biggest challenge for me, which is making them understand about what kind of shades really suits for our Indian skin tones. Yeah.
Considering Fine Wine being a startup company, don't you think it is too risky to position all your products on a premium scale, or rather rest of the brands directly swim into mass market? And also, are you making any numbers in the market?
Okay, so see, my vision is that I would rather make a product which works beautifully rather than, cutting corners to lessen the price.
Wow.
Right? That was always the reason why we came up with this no compromise principle for fine wine cosmetics. So I should be confident enough to use a product. At the same time, I should be confident enough to recommend a product to my mom or any other generation that comes after me. Right? That is how a customer also thinks. Don't you think that they should be able to use the product comfortably and refer it to others, saying that, hey, I saw the product online and it was really beautiful. Why don't you give it a try? Right? So that is the success of a product, don't you think? So in order to make that, I think this no compromise principle is what is driving me to go towards the premium, category of products.
True.
And the main thing which I wanted to highlight here is that it is not that we are going into the premium category just for namesake or just for brand positioning. It is not at all like that, to be honest. Even the customers who buy from us, they understand the value. Even though they spend another 100 rupees extra, down the lane, they get to know that, okay, finally I got a product that serves me, that adds value to my particular portfolio, right? So that particular satisfaction is what I need when I go to bed at the end of a busy day, right? So even whatever work that you do, right, when you go back, you should have that peace of mind when it comes to
A satisfaction.
a satisfaction when it comes to work, right? So I think because of that, we are drawn towards the premium market. Yeah.
All right. So you have these many principles. What makes you to justify yourself that you and your brand are going on a right track?
It is actually my customers. Right now, our products, especially our most lipsticks, which is about 6 months long that we have launched, the repeat percentage rate is about 25%, whereas the standard market rate, it goes about 35 and above, right? But we are able to achieve 25% of repeat rate within the first 6 months, and that is our biggest win. And that is when we understood that, okay, what we're doing is actually right. And not only that, we haven't even got any complaints from the customer saying that your product is not good. So what else would a brand need, in terms of validation, rather than the customers, they talk in real time saying that, hey, what you did is really great, keep it up. So reviews and customer perception is what is making us understand that whatever fine wine is doing, it's doing right. Yeah, that is the pillar of us right now.
A smiling factor, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think the second half of my question isn't answered yet. So I'll ask it again.
Okay.
Being positioned in the premium market, are you making numbers in the market?
Okay. So see, fine wine, knowingly or unknowingly, it was positioned itself into the premium market. So it is not a choice. It is actually a necessity for the brand. And to answer your question whether we are making numbers, of course we are making numbers, and the numbers are growing each month. So we have sold about 1,000 plus units of lipsticks, and the kajal and blush numbers are also increasing. So to sum it up, yeah, we are doing numbers.
So as we move towards the end of the podcast, every founder would definitely have a dream. What is your finest dream?
I have two biggest or finest dream, like you said. So my second dream is to make fine wine available on international grounds as well, because I've seen many brands come from overseas into Indian market and had their own place among the customers. But likewise, I wanted an Indian brand like Fine Wine Cosmetics, which I think has full potential, to outgrow and available to other customers apart from our Indian base. So that is my biggest dream, which is to be available on international grounds, so that our products would be accessible to a much wider audience, so that we can also feel the love that they give towards the products. And my first dream is something that I have in my hand right now, that will be launching very soon. And the biggest part is that it has an international touch towards it. I can't reveal much, but I could say that you wouldn't see these kind of detailings in an Indian brand. So that is something that I am personally proud of. It has an international taste, but the flavor is actually an Indian flavor.
Wow.
So that is how I will be able to put it.
Yes, so as we talk more about the baby that you're having in your hand, I'm so excited to try it on. And when is it actually launching on markets?
Like I said, I can't reveal much. But I can say this. Stay tuned. It is coming very soon to your hands, of course. And I can't wait to see people's reaction once they have it.